Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
I have Charles Rosa on the phone with me right now. Sir, thank you very much for giving me your time. And can I just say, congratulations on your black belt, recently given to you in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now, people might not know the meaning of a black belt, but all I'll say is it takes a lot of time to get one, and it's a big accomplishment, really.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on the show, and yeah, definitely, getting the black belt was one of the proudest moments of my life, right up there with getting my college degree and getting signed to the UFC. I mean, something I had to work really hard for, and, it was just more of like a token of all the hard work and dedication and everything that I put in the years of hard work. So, and also to get a guy like Ricardo Laborio, also under Charles McCarthy, and Charles McCarthy helped bring me up. Those are two of some of the best jiu-jitsu guys, in the game. Those are the best rap workers. So it was a real honor to get it from Ricardo Laborio, the Al champion, former Al champion, and, couldn't be happier.
Look, I think it's fantastic when the guys get their black belts, because it shows to me their dedication behind the scene, because when you're training in MMA, when it comes to the fight, people see the fight, but they don't see what's going on in the background. So when I see that guys progressing with whether they're getting, a blue belt, brown belt, or a black belt, it shows me their dedication to keep progressing with the sport and evolving as a fighter, and it's definitely something that you're showing here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's very hard. I think a lot of the reasons, not to call everybody out, but one of the reasons it's hard, I think, for the fighters to, because I have to train wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, all these other things, training conditioning, is to stick with jiu-jitsu, is because when you're getting your belts up and you get to, purple, brown belt, you're always rolling with the best guys in the class. You're rolling with all the black belts, all the brown belts, and the guys that you're rolling with are all guys that compete. They compete in the Pan Ams, compete in the World Championships. So, you're not always winning those matches, and as a fighter, you're really competitive. You always want to be winning. So, there's days I come in and I'm not always the best guy on the mat, but for me, that's how I learn. I don't always want to be the best guy on the mat, because if you are, then you're not learning as much. So it's definitely one of those things you got to be very dedicated to get. You have to be humble. You have to be a student. And you always have to keep an open mind. And that's one of the things that I think has helped me, grow as an MMA fighter. I'm a little bit new as an MMA fighter. I mean, I've only been training for 6.5 years now. So I'm still learning a lot. I can keep an open mind, and I think that's what's helped me. Every fight I get better and better. But yeah, it definitely takes a lot of dedication, and you really got to stick with it. And I'm the type of person, when I start something, I'm going to finish it. So, I'm happy I was able to kind of get back to my roots, had a little time in between fights to finish it up and, to get the black belt.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that you have to get literally choked out on a daily basis to get better.
Yeah, there's a saying that someone once told me. They said the only difference between a white belt and a black belt is the black belt is tapped out more times.
Yeah.
It's just a cool little thing.
Yeah, it is.
Like, every time you get tapped out or something, or at least for me, I learned from it. I say, man, if this guy was able to do this, how did he do it? So you ask him, you learn. And that's how you get better. And there's so many roles, and so many good guys. There's nothing you can do to get better, especially being American top team with the high caliber level of jiu-jitsu guys.
Yeah.
It's definitely helped.
Yeah, it's an obscene amount of talent around there. And I was going to say, one thing that I've got to ask, when you got your black belt, did you then go and make yourself a delicious, amazing steak?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I actually did. I took out all my cousins and my friends and family. They came to the ceremony, and we all went and got some food and stuff. So that was definitely something special we got to do. But I still work at the restaurant, Cut 432. I work every Sunday. I obviously don't need to. I'm signed to the UFC now. But I do just to kind of keep myself humble to remember what got me to where I got to. I always, when I came down to Florida, I only had a bicycle. I rode my bike to work every day. I worked 6 or 7 days a week, so I didn't have to train too, so I just ride my bike everywhere. So I still do that now, even though I have a car. I bought myself a car after getting bonus a couple times at the UFC. Friday night bonuses, I'm able to provide for myself. But I still go to work just to keep me humble to remember what got me to where I got to. And it was also pretty cool, going into work. Some of the kids my first amateur fights, still working with some of the same guys at the restaurant. And, when I got my black belt, they all congratulated me, and it's pretty cool.
Every time you post something, I get hungry. I'm telling you right now, when you post those meals up, I look at what I've cooked. Like, for example, I've got myself a little bit of steak, feta, tomato, and cucumber to have later on. And I look at it and I go, that's just nothing like what you've posted.
Yeah, that's definitely another reason I like to go to work is I get to eat. I get to eat some of the best steaks. I get some of the best steaks pretty much available on the market, and it's awesome. I get to go to work and enjoy myself. One of my true passions is food, and we have some of the best stuff. It's the best restaurant I've ever been to, the best restaurant I've ever ate at my entire life, and I'm able to work there, and I've worked there for 6 years. And definitely every Sunday I get to go there and feast out, eat a little bit, get to cook, and just enjoy myself. So it's definitely one of my other favorite hobbies.
I was going to say, it's a great kind of, I'd say, like a break away from the kind of chaos in the cage to like the kind of chaos in the kitchen, because you're putting I like baking myself. I like to bake stuff, and the reason why I like to bake is because you get all these separate ingredients, you put them together, and they just make something fantastic, and that's why I like it. I like the art form of putting it together. Making sure you keep the air pockets inside when you're mixing the dough and mixing the mixture together to make it so it rises up properly. It's all an art form, you see, and it's all about if you put the love into it, you get a lot back of it, and that's what I like to do. That's my like kind of, if I want to switch off from the world, that's what I like to do. That's like it's my chill time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the coolest things. I was able to also go to culinary school, so I learned a lot about the palate and how to combine different flavors with different things. And you'd be really surprised, like with little things, just like with cheeses and grapes, and even like you were saying, bacon. Just adding a little bit of bacon into something, it can really enhance the flavor so much. And even the method of preparation of foods, like I learned that in baking. Like if you take all the same ingredients, you throw them in a pan and you mix it, it doesn't come out the same as if you do them in a certain order. That's like kind of the magic of cooking, stuff like that. Is knowing how to do it the right way and stuff. So, it's really cool. It's also not just about cooking; it's also about chemistry, combining flavors, and preparation, and just. It's also just like MMA. You never stop learning, and that's why I kind of like it too. That it's not one of those things where you kind of hit a plateau and you can't get any better. It's constant. You can always get better. As long as you keep an open mind, you can push the friends about it, and definitely, like I said, it's one of the things I love to do.
Hey, look, that's a great thing to have. Honestly, I'm the same in the sense of like you nailed it there with the similarities with cooking and MMA. It's as weird as it sounded. It is you can constantly learn with it. You're never going to be the complete martial artist. No one is ever going to be it. So, but the thing is, you strive to constantly learn and add more to yourself. And like for example, like I said before, like you're doing with the black belt, you constantly learn and wanting to become better. So you've had a fight recently. What are you trying to keep regular? Because I remember hearing somewhere that you want to keep yourself regular and constant. In the 145 division, there's a lot of smoke in the air with what's happening with Conor at the top end, the kind of title contenders and shots like that. Are you purposely contacting the UFC to get you matched up, or are you just waiting to see if they're going to call you? How are you approaching it?
Yeah, I have my manager, Charles McCarthy. He's been with me since my first amateur fight. He's the guy who's the gym when I first walked into American Top Team in Boca. He's a former UFC veteran himself. But yeah, that's he told me he's been in contact with Sean Shelby with the UFC, led people, and told them that I'm available, I'm ready. He stays up to date with it. So I've been sending tweets out telling him that I'm ready to fight. So I think they know I'm ready, I'm available. I think it's just a matter of there's not so many shows right now. There's a lot of featherweights. They've signed a lot of featherweights. It's just kind of a matter of time. So I think I'm definitely one of the favorites. People that they like exciting, good fighters that bring excitement. And I think I've proved that in every one of my fights. Every one of my fights, I have 2 fight at night bonuses and 1 submission. And my other fight by Kyle Boschniak was a great fight that I could have, also could have been a fight of the night. So I've had all exciting fights. That's the type of fighter I am. that's always exciting. So I'll just wait to tell me what they give me, and I'll be ready to go.
I was going to say, because, like you said, that you are excited in the sense of you make an entertaining fight in the sense you can do striking, you can do the grappling side of things. You're an aggressive fighter. If you're on the ground, it really stood out a lot to me in the Dennis Seaver fight when they came to the grappling exchanges. Dennis Seaver was not eager at all because he was very much wanting to get out of there because of the constant kind of transitions you were making from submission attempt to submission attempt. And it is something I was surprised that the UFC maybe haven't tried to book you in a bit sooner because, like you say as well, people like to watch your fight. So I would have thought you would have been booked in a little bit sooner, or maybe have something lined up. But at the same time, the UFC have got 500 odd, or maybe just under 600 guys on the roster and ladies. I suppose it's a matter of trying to please everyone. It's probably a nightmare to juggle around with all of that.
Yeah, I think what they also did in the last one is I think they could have put me in sooner, but they wanted to save me for Boston. You know, they know I'm a big draw in the Boston Garden, so that was kind of a big. You know, I think that they made me wait from the fight in Mexico to Boston. They wait 5 months. They wait a little longer than I would have liked to, just because they wanted to make sure I was fresh and healthy for that one. But I also think, I mean, I would like to think that maybe they just know that I'm still learning as a fighter. I'm at a boot camp, pretty new to MMA, being compared to other guys, since they've been doing it since they were kids. So the longer they wait, the better I get. But in the same breath, for me, I mean, I need to survive. I need money. I need to be able to live and to live the street. So I mean, I told them I'm ready to fight. When I was an amateur, I would fight sometimes 4 times in 1 month. I'd fight every weekend, and I do it because I love to do it. So. Fighting has never been a problem for me. Some people, don't like to fight a lot, but I mean, that's what I love to do, just like cooking and all that stuff. I mean, I would do it for free, but the fact that I get to live under and get paid for it, so it's better. It definitely helps getting those paychecks after the wins.
Is there any fighters in the 145 division in particular that you like the idea of being matched up with because of your styles would work well together, or I'm not saying you're trying to call anyone out. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to get a clickbait here. I'm just saying, is there anyone in particular that you watch and you go, do you know what? I reckon me and him would just be dynamite together.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys in the division I love to fight. I mean, I like exciting fighters. There's always guys that are super exciting, like the Clay Guidas, the Diego Sanchez, those guys. They're all super exciting. So those fights are always good. But at this point, building up my career, I want good fights that I can prepare for. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Like I said, I'm willing to give me whoever they have. Top 15 guy will be the best. Like I said, I've proven that I can compete with those guys, and that's where I feel like I want to be and where I belong. So anybody up there. But one fight that I did watch recently that kind of was pretty cool that I thought, he's also a good prospect. Is the kid Daniel Hooker. I think he's
yes.
I forget what country, but he's a recent guy, and I think. One of his specialties is jiu-jitsu. They call him the Hangman. He has good chokes and stuff like that. And I watched his last fight. I thought he was an exciting, tough fighter. And he also fought Nero Rodriguez. He lost to him. And I think that would just be, we're both good prospects in the up and coming. So I feel like that would be a good matchup for me in a fight I would like to take. But like I said, I mean, anybody they put in front of me, I'm looking ready for. I'm a real fighter. Anybody, they can tell me I'm fighting anybody. I'll be in shape. I'm ready to go. So
yeah, that's great actually to have. And that's a great mindset to have. The last thing I'm not a big fan of certain fighters that I'm not saying they cherry pick fights, but they will try to orchestrate their way around to fight certain guys to make it more suitable for them. I think if you're getting in the fight game, you should fight anyone. That was my motto when I got in the fight game. I would fight anyone. I wouldn't care if he had a record that was a lot better than mine. I made my pro debut against a guy who had already he already had 7 pro bouts under his belt. So I didn't care. I was like, look, just give me him. I don't care who he is. He could be a ninja. I don't care. I want to fight, and that's where I think that's the way fighters should be with the game. If it's going to happen, you're going to get guys that maybe want to pad their record. I'm not going to put any names out there, but there's going to be guys out there. It's the same with boxing. You can't avoid it. It's just going to happen. What I want to mention is, you said Daniel Hooker. I like the Hooker fight up. I like that matchup. It's a good opportunity though for you to maybe go. Would you like to maybe travel outside the states? Would you like to go around the world? Is it something that you want to maybe put out there to the UFC that you'd like to maybe try these different countries just to fight there and experience these cultures?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's one of the things, one of my favorite things to do also is travel. I love traveling the world. That's one of the reasons I went to culinary school is because, food is international. You can go anywhere in the world and you can get a job pretty much in any country in the world. And I love traveling. I've been able to travel, a decent amount for my age, and I'm happy. And it's one of my favorite things to do. I had a fight, and the only thing is that I have my fight in Stockholm, Sweden against Anna Siva, who's from Europe. She's from, and then I fought Yair Rodriguez in Mexico City, who's a Mexican, and it's tough because I feel like I've kind of won both those fights. I think the Dennis Siva fight, was probably didn't win it, but it was like a really good fight. But they gave me unanimous. I thought I definitely won at least one or two of the rounds.
Yeah.
One round, and they were fully. And then Yair Rodriguez, I lost a split decision in Mexico to a Mexican guy. So the fight, I definitely thought I won. I thought I won that fight for sure. So I don't like, maybe if it was like in another country in neutral territory, but I absolutely love to train. But I just don't not like being the hometown guy. I'm undefeated in Boston, my hometown. So I would rather do it there.
Yeah, it's a balance. Yeah, for example, if you went to Brazil, you don't want to fight a Brazilian because, like, let's be honest, we all know what Brazil's like. But at the same time, you want to have a neutral ground. So, if you went to Canada, maybe a non-Canadian fighter, and it'd be, or if stuff like that. And that's, you know what, it's a good point to make, and I understand that. Yeah, because I'm not saying judges favour the homeboy, but I've seen judging decisions.
But the crowd does.
Yeah, and it rubs off. Yeah, it rubs off on the judges, and that's why the sport's still evolving, and the not the judges, sorry. Well, yeah, the judges need the education. You see, they need I've said it before. I've said it ages ago that for me, I think judges should be out the back in a little cubicle watching a fight from like the television view with headphones in, so they can't hear nothing, and they just sit there, and that's all they need to do. I don't see why they need to be cage side.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just like in my head, I'm like, well, the only fights I ever lost were two fights in another country, both decisions. One split decision that I thought I won. So it's like it's hard to not be like a little biased about it, but yeah, it's part of it. So it's part of the game. So obviously, if you go to someone's hometown, you got to put them away, and that's what I always try to do. But I had 8 first round finishes, 10 finishes overall. So that's the way I fight. So if you put the guy away, there's no argument. They can't argue that one. There's no judging.
Look, I am looking forward to when you get next matched up with whoever you get fighting. I don't care who it is. I look forward to seeing it. I know everyone at home who's listening will look forward to seeing it. But before I let you go, Jos, I already follow you on social media, but can you let people know at home what your social media stuff is so they can jump on, give you a follow?
Yeah, for sure. You guys can all find me at Charles Rosa MMA at Twitter and Instagram, and then I'm also at Facebook, a Facebook page, Charles Rosa. And then also, I have a family charity, a website that my dad raises money to help educate teens on substance abuse and stuff like that. So it's a cool website, and you can check that out. It's www.chuckiesfight.com. And if you guys go to the webpage, you'll look at it, you'll get the gist of it. It's a really cool website, and it's all for a good cause. So thanks a lot for having me, man. And definitely tune in, catch the next fight whenever it is, and stay updated.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Charles.